What do we have for Gemini? Five of Swords, Aquarius energy at the foundation of the reading, Gemini. Gemini, the downloads I have been getting for all of you have to do with jealous people that are talking down on something you want to do or something you're doing. This could be you having a job where you do really well for yourself, but to this other individual or individuals, it's not seen as a proper job. Okay, now, a perfect example of this is having a job, say, as a creator. All your work is done through social media, but you have a lot of people around you who have this outdated belief system that think unless you are driving to an office or you're going and doing some sort of manual labor, you don't have a real job. Okay, now again, this can be in regards to something you're already doing or something you want to do. But there is most definitely somebody around you who's projecting their outmoded belief systems onto you. And it really comes back to them being very jealous and envious of you, that you're taking a different path in life. You're very much in alignment with where we are in this current state of the world. Okay, so at the end of the day, you could be building wealth for yourself, or you know that's what you're going to be able to achieve. And this person will never ever be satisfied. And for a lot of you, sadly, this is going to be family members. People that haven't amounted to much in their life, or they just never really tried to break the mold. They've just followed the same sort of path that everybody came before them followed. And this Five of Swords right here at this foundation position, I mean, this is an energy of you needing to sacrifice these relationships so you can actually go in this new direction, because I don't feel you have a very strong support system here, Gemini. And what this is doing, this is actually affecting your inner critic as well. So that inner voice inside of you is always going in on you because you have these deep-seated insecurities that are based off of this projection that this family member or family members or whoever this is projected onto you. And so now, as you need all your confidence to push forward on this new path, you have all this inner conflict that's unearthing itself. It's very important that you cleanse your environment of these energies, Gemini. They can't go where you're going, and they're not going to support you going there. And this will never change. No matter how much success you have, they will never, ever give you your blessings or congratulate you. In fact, I think that they will always look for a reason to talk down on what you do. What do we have at the sacral, please? Four of Cups, Cancer energy at the sacral. This is just reiterating everything I'm saying here. It's like here you are having some level of success, but then there's this person, right? They're like, who cares? That doesn't mean anything. Ugh. And you're like, oh, okay. I thought you'd be happy for me. I thought you'd be proud of me, that I'm finally having a win in my life. Sadly, Gemini, no. And this is a reality that I feel that a lot of you are starting to come to terms with. And it's always a realization you have when you're preparing to step through this new portal of your life, because it's the universe showing you who supports you and who doesn't support you. This person you're dealing with is bored with life. They've never gone after any of their true heart's desires, any of their passions. All the hopes and dreams that they once had are long gone. They've buried them deep down inside. And what they are is a result of everything that they're trying to do to you. So they embody all the hurt and pain that they are simply trying to project onto you, Gemini. Hurt people hurt people. And this person wants you to hurt just like them. They feel as though that you don't deserve to have anything if they can't have it. And if they're hurting, you should be hurting too. This is very difficult to deal with when this is a parent or a family member. A lot of you, I feel, have tried to work with this person and change their mindset. Maybe encourage them to go after their true heart's desires. But there was always an excuse. I feel that some of you were this person's biggest support system at one point in time, until you realized that you were just sacrificing your own well-being to try and make them happy, which was an uphill battle that you were never, ever going to be able to achieve. This person has a lot of work to do. And the best thing you can really do, Gemini, is continue to push forward into your own personal power. I feel the divine is going to make you an example for this person or people, whoever it may be, on how it is you go about pulling something like this off. Sooner you realize this, the more confidence you'll start to have. You'll start to see that your success in this direction is pretty much guaranteed because the universe needs to use you as an example. It's part of your path. You were meant to go through a time of darkness, a time of struggle, a time of not being aligned with your highest purpose and heading towards your destiny. It was all a part of the story. And these individuals were nothing more than another character in your play. What do we have at the solar plexus, please? Wow, 10 of Cups. Right there at the solar plexus. Here they are. Oh, did you hear about Gemini? Gemini's doing so great. They're really happy now. They're manifesting all their true heart's desires. And this person's like, so who cares? For those of you who are already on this path, I feel the universe will start to show you some of these people's true colors through their reaction to you having some sort of success in your life. What do we have at the heart, please? Wow. The World right at the heart. What a card to follow everything I just said. Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, Aquarius energy. So this is you now stepping through this portal. You're leaving these old karmic cycles behind, and everybody who was a part of them who never supported you. I also just heard it's time to start changing that inner dialogue. You need to focus on this right now, Gemini. You need to focus on positive self-talk because there's a lot of residual energy that I'm picking up on here that's sort of hanging over from this previous cycle. And this is always going to happen. There's always going to be residual energy lurking around, and this is going to have to do with that inner dialogue, okay? So whenever you have any sort of negative self-talk or negative thoughts, oh, I don't know if I can pull this off, or am I doing the right thing, or maybe they're right, maybe I shouldn't be doing this. As soon as that comes to surface, know that that's a form of energetic attack. Though it may be you attacking yourself, essentially, by way of that inner critic, it is all based off of negative projections that you've picked up along the way, and a lot of this came from these people you are leaving behind. And when the universe illuminates these individuals' true colors to you, this is also another sign that you're about to have a big breakthrough in your life, Gemini. I always say that there's a lull right before you hit the ground running, so to speak, right? The peaks and the valleys. So if you can pay more attention to this, then this will allow you to be prepared for this when it does happen. So when you do feel a little bit low, your energy's kind of weird and you're not feeling as confident as you usually are, just know it's because you're about to have a major win come through. You can almost see it as like a little bit of a test right before you're having a breakthrough. Usually when you feel that energy, Gemini, the best thing to do is try and take a little time out and just get into more self-care, self-love routines, things like this, working out, yoga, whatever it is you practice or do to keep your mind, body, and spirit all attuned and in balance. Just up the ante a little bit. Do more. This can be seen as an energetic storm that's taking place in the ethers because you are breaking out of a cycle that no longer serves your highest good. There's always going to be a feeling of resistance, something that doesn't want you to move on. And it usually originates with these individuals here. And for some of you, this person or these people, I feel like you've been having numerous successes in your life, or this is coming up, and it's like they're watching all of this from afar, right? There's a success, there's another one, and look, here comes through somebody, oh my God, look what Gemini's pulled off this time, and they're like, who cares? But they're just dwelling on all your successes, right? What do we have at the throat, please? Hangman, Pisces energy in reverse at the throat. This person is literally victimizing themselves based off of your success or where you are going. These are the traitors in your life, Gemini, and this is what's really being illuminated to you right now. And it doesn't matter if this is family, friends, exes, whoever it is, they are not supportive of this new beginning. These are very selfish, self-entitled individuals that feel like everything should be theirs without having to put in any sort of footwork. And this may have been the case in the past, Gemini. You may have had to share in your successes with these individuals. You may have not gotten the credit you should have gotten for some things in your life. But those days are over and will not return again. The universe has seen enough. God has seen enough. The successes you attain, the abundance and happiness you will be surrounded by moving forward are all based off of your hard work and dedication to your path and your purpose, however that may be showing up for you, Gemini. You couldn't share it with any of these people even if you wanted to. And this is why you're actually going to succeed at this now, because the divine has your back. The divine is watching over you. The divine is not going to allow these individuals to take this from you. Cinderella and her wicked stepsisters has been coming up in a lot of the zodiac readings lately. And I'm feeling that kind of energy here again. It's like an energy of, go ahead and give me those wins, Gemini. You won't be needing those. Just stay here and scrub the grout between the tiles in the bathroom. What do we have at the third eye? Wow, Seven of Wands, Leo energy at the third eye. And there it is. These individuals want you to feel very discouraged and overwhelmed. They want you to give up. None of these tactics they're utilizing against you work anymore. And I think that a lot of this has to do with the fact that you're not even reacting to it, right? However this may be showing up, maybe in the past you would have reacted or gotten really upset or caused a scene, but now you're just kind of like, oh, whatever. I don't even care anymore. They want you to have weak boundaries in areas of your life where you maybe once had them before. They so badly want you to doubt yourself. They hate this connection you have with God and the divine. It's like they can't believe it. They can't actually process the fact that God has chosen you for something. God has chosen you for something because you're the right person for the task, for the job, for this path, whatever it is. Because your heart is pure and you're dedicated, you can be trusted. And for some of you, where you're going, what you're going to be doing, right? I feel that your approach to whatever this is very humble. It's very grounded. You don't create a scene. You don't act a fool. And it could be in an area where some people may act a fool. They may cause a scene. They may let it go to their head, so to speak, right? Something like this, right? So say this is somebody who's having success on social media. It's like these people would do it differently. They would cause a big scene. They would do a lot of drama. They would be more focused on the imagery of it all as opposed to the content of their character. So say there's a person who gets a job as a motivational speaker. Rather than seek out more knowledge, work on how they articulate themselves in front of other individuals and become the best communicator they can possibly be, all their focus would be on being a sex symbol, right? Something like this. How sexy they're going to look. There's a real emphasis on how superficial this person is here. And it's perfectly fine to be focused on your appearance and how you present yourself from a visual perspective, but there needs to be a balance there, okay? And that should never take, I think, backseat to the content of your character. All of that should just be an added bonus. Wow, they're intellectual and they're beautiful. What do we have at the crown, please? Two of Pentacles, Capricorn energy at the crown. What a card to get following everything I just said. It's like this person doesn't get it, right? There's a huge emphasis on the way this person prioritizes things in their life. And I feel that this is going to be this person's downfall. See, not only are they trolling your success or throwing this evil eye at you, but this is going to really start presenting itself in their life. They're going to be faced with all of this in different sectors of their reality. This is how the universe is going to get them to learn. But I feel that before that happens, it's like everybody really needs to see this person for who they really are. So when everything starts falling apart, it's very clear to people as to why this happened. It's like, yeah, you know, you look good, but you don't really have anything worthwhile that anybody wants to hear. It's just all kind of shallow. Right? Something like this. What do we have at the foundation, please? Oh, wow. The moon, Beelzebub, Pisces energy at the foundation of the reading. Yeah, this is representing everything now coming to the light, Gemini. Okay, you're starting to see all the people that were really deceiving you behind the scenes, all the people that were really inputting this negativity into your psyche, right? Gemini is all about the mind. So it's very important that the people you have around you are really inputting positivity and being supportive. This is you really now starting to eradicate these energies from your life, because it's an absolutely necessary action to take to be able to pull off what it is you're trying to do here. There's a huge emphasis on your subconscious mind with this moon at the foundation, right underneath this Five of Swords, right? So here you are dealing with these bullying tactics or the negative self-talk, and then affecting your subconscious mind. And a lot of this stuff you bury, right? But it comes up for review at the worst possible times, right? In those moments where you need all the support and self-confidence to be able to pull something off. All of a sudden, you start to hear these words that this person said to you rattling around in your brain, right? And you're like, oh, dang it. Maybe I shouldn't be doing this, right? It's something like this. And we all deal with this in some capacity, but the more distance you start to put between you and these energies, the less those things will happen. You'll start to slowly heal from all of that. I feel for a lot of you as well, there's some things that are rattling around in your psyche that you even picked up from childhood. And again, we all deal with this, but your recognition of what that might be and being able to compartmentalize it and put it in its place when it comes up for review is going to be key moving forward here, Gemini. What do we have at the sacral, please? Queen of Wands, Aries, Leo, Sag energy at the sacral. And further reiterating the message, right? This is a very selfish, mean-spirited energy here. I feel like this represents them. Also, both of these cards represent this very apathetic energy, right? It's like they're bored with their life. They're unfulfilled. And so rather than do anything about it, they're coming for you because you're setting the bar too high. It's like it's forcing them to have to change, and they don't want to. They don't have to, but they feel pressured, and they don't like that pressure because that pressure wants them to look at themselves in the mirror, and they do not want to do that, Gemini. Oh, no, no. They do not want to see that reflection staring back at them. That is their worst fear. What do we have at the solar plexus, please? Page of Swords, Bootus, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy at the solar plexus. And look, here they are. Talking behind your back, gossiping, because you're on your way to a new beginning. 10 of Cups, next to the world. At the solar plexus, this is also them talking behind your back to others and people starting to see them for who they really are now, right? This is what I was saying at the beginning of the reading. Oh, well, what they do isn't really work, you know? And these people are like, oh, really? Oh, Gemini seems like they're doing really well. 10 of Cups. Heard they just bought like a farmhouse. What do we have at the heart? Zepar, treason and revolt, the lovers. Gemini, that is your energy right there at the heart. And this is interesting because this is lovers in its negative polarity. So it's essentially shadow Gemini energy. So it's them trying to keep you down, trying to bring out the worst in you as opposed to bringing out the best in you. It's like these people, they're betraying you. They were always betraying you by not being supportive of you, but acting like they were, right? But see, this is narcissistic abuse. They're supportive of you when they can keep you one step below them. As soon as you start to expand beyond that, oh my God, you are in for it, Gemini. This is when you're in big trouble, right? These people will not stand for this. They'll come for you any way possible. They'll make you public enemy number one, just for you being the best you can possibly be. And I'm of the thinking that people like this don't change. You know, Gemini, I've made a lot of mistakes in my life, as we all have, but I can honestly say this is not something that I ever did. It's just absolutely despicable behavior. In fact, in my darkest of hours, I found a lot of comfort and peace by continuing to support others that may have been doing way better than me. It just felt like the natural thing to do. But these people, this person, whoever this is to you, they don't get it. You just got to realize, Gemini, that just because people are your family does not mean that you were cut from the same cloth as them, spiritually speaking. In fact, I feel for people like you, Gemini, you're birthed into families where the people that you're surrounded by are the complete opposite of you, because you're supposed to be that chain breaker. You're supposed to just come through and rewrite the script, change things up. It's like God is saying, hey, you know what? This family down there is just really stuck, really not going anywhere. They got a lot of outdated belief systems. Why don't we go ahead and birth you into that family? Because your trajectory forward in the midst of all that sort of chaos that these individuals surround themselves with is going to start breaking up that generational karma that's been sludging through that family lineage for far too long, right? It's like God births you into that family. You carve out a whole new path, change things up, shake things up. And those individuals that are impacted by it will not support you. It's the individuals that are birthed into that family after all of that that are going to appreciate what you did. Chain breaker, generational karma breaker kind of energy. And then we have Hakamiya, which is strength, Leo energy, loyalty. Very powerful energy right here, Gemini. 10 of Cups, the world, strength. This is you harnessing this confidence and inner strength to be able to pull this off. Overcoming that inner dialogue. No longer limiting yourself based on that mindset that you adopted from your family. It's broken. It's outdated. And when you look back, Gemini, you'll start to realize that there was this moment amongst all of this where it's like the divine hit you with this realization that it was your mindset, these limiting self-beliefs that they instilled in you that has been holding you back. I think back to when I didn't even know how to articulate that. I just always knew that there was something holding me back. I just assumed it was myself, and it was, but it was because I was allowing an outside influence to essentially program my mind. And then God came into my life and just presented me with certain kinds of knowledge to where I was able to awaken to what it was. I could articulate what it was that was holding me back. I started to think about my mindset, where it came from, and I started to break it. And then, lo and behold, my life changed dramatically. But I was also very, very hungry for it because of the amount of failures that I had had in my life up until that point. I truly felt insignificant and unseen by the divine and God. But interestingly enough, I always felt God's presence with me. And now looking back, I see that he was always with me, but it's like he just kind of had to stand back and allow me to gather all of this wisdom so I would have something very useful moving forward. Same here, Gemini. You start to look back on those difficult times and you realize that God allowed you to stay there so you could learn, because it's that wisdom that you can now impart on other individuals, and you cannot put a price on that. And that takes me right back to the beginning of the reading again, is the reason why these people will never say what you do has any value, because they don't understand the value of what you hold, because they themselves have never experienced it. What do we have at the throat, please? Oh, wow. Death. Scorpio energy at the throat. Mamma mia. God, the end of the universe. Endings and rebirth influences health and longevity. And this says it all. It's like I spoke this card into existence. Death to the old. A beginning of the new. Phoenix rising from the ashes kind of energy here. Complete transformation. Major changes unfolding in your life, Gemini. Right? The end of the universe as you know it, right? Your reality is shifting. Your world is changing because of these dramatic shifts that are taking place in your life. And this is also speaking about what I was saying at the beginning of the reading, right? Letting go of unnecessary and outmoded influences. This is you breaking down the ego. It's like you're surrendering yourself to something bigger. Death to the old, framed within the syntax of time. What do we have at the third eye, please? Ace of Cups, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces energy at the third eye. Nethael, God, the King of Heaven, rejuvenation, obtains the mercy of God and gives long life. A lot of this has to do with your emotional strength to be able to overcome this inner dialogue, this inner critic that has been holding you back, that is all based off of these negative projections, Gemini. This also represents an energy of stoicism right underneath this Seven of Wands here at the third eye. You not allowing these tactics of feeling disadvantaged or overwhelmed to hold you back. You just pressing forward. It's like the tactics they've used against you simply don't hit anymore, right? It's like one of these individuals could have said something to you really mean in the past, and it would put you down for a while. It would really affect you. Now it's like you laugh it off because you have this higher perspective. You have this higher understanding. You see how truly broken these individuals are. It's like you're not even mad anymore. You almost see them as unevolved. And Gemini, I know exactly how this one goes. I've gone through this. I'm still going through this. You know, things that people used to utilize against me in the past that would essentially hold me back or make me feel discouraged or overwhelmed simply don't even affect me anymore. I just think it's kind of sad. But again, this is the universe showing you that these people have not changed, and they're not going to. Like I said, when you utilize these kinds of tactics towards individuals, I just don't know how much these kinds of people change. There's something truly broken within. It's like they find joy in breaking one's spirit. What do we have at the crown to close this out? Ah, perfect. Two of Pentacles, Capricorn energy, Poel. God who supports the universe. Fortune and fame, fulfills any request. So now, takes us right back to the beginning of the reading. We were talking about how you're going towards something, how you're surrounded by some sort of success, something along these lines. And this is confirming all of that to be true, depending on where it is on the timeline for you. But this is how you need to move through this energy. It's like I'm hearing something about it being a test again, right? It's like the divine needs to make sure that you've gathered the wisdom you need to gather. You've learned the lesson. And look, we have Two of Pentacles stacked with Two of Pentacles. So here they are, stuck in the same karmic cycle, juggling with the same old, nothing has changed. And it's like these individuals are too focused on themselves, right? Not in a good way here. This is you focusing on yourself through God's eyes. Focusing on yourself through God's eyes. That's very profound. It's just an energy of perfect alignment. It's also this energy of you being in this perfectly balanced place of giving and receiving with the divine, the universe. It's like here you are giving up offerings, right? However that may show up for you. It's like God is telling you how to move, and you're like, yes, okay, I got it. Focusing on self through God's eyes. This is a very profound and beautiful reading, and I certainly hope that there's some messages in here that can help support you on your path. Gemini, this is the message I have available to you, depending on where you are on this timeline, should you choose to accept. I'm going to go ahead and leave it here. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and if you would like a personal reading, you can find all of my contact details in the description below this video. And thank you for your donations, Gemini. Take care.